think we got it. Yeah. Others can join this a brand new potent container. Oh, hey, what's up, Adrian? There's Rachel. Welcome in, Rachel. I don't know how JJ does this. There's only so much room on your screen. I guess she has to do it from a completely separate view, especially with 60 people in the room. All right, well, welcome in. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure other people will pop in. I know Crystal said she's just going to put us in her ear and just be here. Welcome. I'm just looking. Oh. Speaking of Crystal, speaking of Simi, Johanna, welcome in. Welcome in. So nice to have everybody. So good to see you. Oh, okay. Let me change my view so I can see everybody in gallery. Oh, got it. I think it's about 10 a.m. where Simi's at. All right. Okay. So we'll go ahead and open. I guess actually, maybe Vincent, you wanna say hello before we pop in?
Good day, everybody. Thanks for coming in and being a part of this little journey we're about to take, I guess, like making some things, doing some things, getting like my guides have been on me about like pulling into like a group practice to help center us and like bring us into like harmony. We're all like separate orchestra instruments right now, and we're all coming together and we're trying to like figure out how to tune each other. And I'm just going to bring in maybe a small practice that everybody can do every day to like kind of just attune each other, and then we kind of all know we're attuned to that area, I guess, like if that resonates with you. So that's kind of what this is all about, I guess. Plus playing with our inner child, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So I'll drop us in and then we'll turn it over to Vincent and then I'll close this out. So getting settled into your space, into your body, maybe find some movement. I always like to do a little bit of somatic, even though it looks strange. Feel free to I like to stretch hands overhead like this. Maybe find some like wiggles. Get your wiggles out. Start bringing your awareness into center, into your heart center. Maybe cactus the arms. Pretend like you're squeezing a quarter right in between your shoulder blades. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Feeling lean over to the right. Really just settling into your body. Dropping out of the upper chakras, the crown, into the left, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Getting those last little wiggles out. Yeah, bringing our awareness into center. Maybe close the eyes. We're just going to open space together. Open this ceremony, this ritual, this meeting in our community. Starting to think about and set your intention. I'm always very intentional with all the things I do, so start thinking about an intention that best suits you. I'm going to set aside my ego, opening myself, clearing my central pillar. Start just weaving a little bit here, starting to heat up. Inviting in our guides, inviting in our higher self. angelic frequency, dragon frequency, if that resonates with you. If anything I say doesn't resonate with you, that's completely fine. Take what resonates when opening space, and then leave the rest, or as JJ would say, put it on the bookshelf. Maybe you'll pick it back up later. I'm picking up stuff from 4 or 5 years ago. Parallel life, soul aspects. Calling in the 4 directions: north, east, south, and west. The 5 elements: air, earth, water, fire, and ether. Any guardian animals, spirit animals, power animals for protection. And once again, as we open this ceremony, this ritual, this meeting together, taking, a few seconds here to really just set that intention, bring it into your heart center, and breathe into that space. All right. The space is opened. Deep gratitude, and turning it over to Vincent.
Thank you, Glenn. That's excellent for sure. So we're gonna start off by we're gonna kind of bring into our mental space the Lady of the Lake. Her name is Vivian, and she lives in the Dozemiri Pool. This is a lake in England, but I think there's also an etheric lake, and this is where we're gonna go. We're gonna go into this etheric lake where she is. So we're gonna all kind of shuffle there, and what I see is that as we're approaching it, it's a dark, deep blue lake that's surrounded by lots of woods. And we're approaching it from the south. And we get up to the lake, and into the north, we see a snow-capped mountain that's purple that's behind it. As we approach the lake, the Vivian rises out of the center of the lake, and she's shimmering, and she has a radiant light that's pouring from her. And she approaches us. As she's approaching us, you can see that she embodies all the elements of the water itself: the solid, frozen, the liquid, the water, it's swirling around her, and also the mist. But she's also embodying the plasma state of water, which is what is reflecting out towards us. And as she's reflecting that light out to us, that plasma light is filling us with that plasma state of water and an understanding of it. She comes closer to us, and we see that on her belt, she's carrying a pouch. It seems to be long, and she opens this pouch, and as she opens it, she gives you a long, smooth wand. It's As you grab it, you feel that you were the tree that this wand came from. And as you delve into the feeling and the energy of this wand, you get a vision of the tree that it is, and that was you. And you took in all of the energies of every lifetime that you had done magic or been a part of magic, and you wove it into the branches and the fibers of that tree. And you can see those lifetimes now as you grab a hold of that branch. As you do, you kind of get a feeling that you've done this kind of thing with magic all over the galaxy, many different races. you're now in touch with each one of those aspects of yourself when you grab a hold of this wand. And you can see how the fibers of this wand are woven with that magic. Vivian asks you to put the tip of the wand in the lake and move it back and forth and see the vortices of the water as it moves through the water. And you can see that those vortices are generating energy, and you can manipulate them through the magic that you hold within that wand from the lifetimes where you were a water being, and you connect deeply to the water itself through the wand. It's as if you became the water itself. And you ask it to play with you as you move the wand through the water, and it dances and moves and does what you command it to, but you're not commanding it. You're actually asking it just to play with you. And now you grab a hold of the wand and you pick up a droplet of water and you move it through the air, dancing it around you as if you were in a listening to the music of the water itself and creating a symphony with it as you could move it around and manipulate it however you like. Vivian comes up to you and says, practice this in your daily life. Touch water, see how it moves around you, feel into it because it is you and is a part of you. So she says to practice this over the next week, and we will meet again. And as you do, you will remember the lives that you carry within that wand of the times that you used water and was that water being who used magic in the water to help them and help those around you. And that's what this magic is for, is to help those and those around you. Vivian now goes to this back to the center of the lake and effortlessly blends into the lake as if she was the lake itself. And now we go back and come back and we can have a discussion about like what you saw and how you felt um, using your wand, and maybe what your wand or the tree that you got the wand from that you were in your past lifetimes, if you feel called to.
I can share.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Vincent. That was so beautiful. And thank you, Glenn, for dropping us in and opening the circle. I felt like as soon as like I grab hold of the wand, my and then you said like I can feel all my lifetimes with magic. There's like I guess maybe this is for women. Like this surge of energy coming from the room to my like central like column just like lit up in red, and then I can see myself as a sorceress in red, and then that was just the one lifetime that I'm seeing, but I can feel that, and then that energy stream into the trees as well. This gigantic ancient tree. I don't know what type of tree it is, but yeah, the magic runs through it. And then playing with the water is fun. I'm still tuning in today. I'm feeling a bit take a bit of time for me today, but yeah, that's what I saw and I can already feel the magic. So can't wait to dive in to this practice. Thank you. I'm complete.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like when I was playing with the water, I could just feel just so much energy from the water coming back to me, and it was very reciprocal. And like another thing she was kind of giving to me was that she wants us to just to continue to play with this, and that we're gonna come back and maybe we're gonna introduce other elements into the wand as we, but she wants us to have time and to be a part of the water, and that's the point of like feeling the magic of the water, I guess. Anybody else would like to share?
Uh, I'll read what Crystal wrote. Thank you, Simi, so much for sharing that too. I could like see her. The red is like, I was like, whoa. Crystal wrote, felt lifetimes integrating as streams of lights anchoring into the heart. Thank you for this wonderful transmission. I was just playing with for me, I was playing with the water droplet. I don't know why, but it was just, I don't know. It was just very vivid, and then I was like moving it. Maybe I just got fixated. I was like, oh, I thought I would be more interested in like the wand itself, because like Harry Potter, House Slytherin, by the way. Don't hate, don't hate. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was just really, and then also the states of water. Yeah, the states of water really I've been thinking about ever since Cassandra told me about the different. I mean, I knew about the physical states of water, but yeah, that came through for me. So thank you.
Yeah, I saw like the tree that I saw that was me was, I don't think I've ever seen it. It was really giant, and it seemed like it was on top of a mountain in a way. Like it just almost it seemed very fun, but I could see all the layers of it gathering. Like when I saw the tree, it was like it was just pulling all these threads from eternity to it, with its leaves were just absorbing, each leaf on it was absorbing a new aspect of myself that I found that I was so almost limitless in as many beings as I could be in it also. So that's just something I was seeing when that came up. Thank you for sharing, Glenn, for sure. Anybody else would like to share or have any experiences? I mean, I think that there's going to be a lot of integration or um, things that come up with if you meditate on this and go back to the lake and and use your wand in your mental mind's eye to play with the water. And I think, like she said, we're going to come back and we're going to learn a little bit more about the states of the elements, other elements as we come into it. If we want to continue, like for sure. I mean, you can always continue on your own.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna imagine that you went further
Hmm.
in the I'm sure you have visited this place many a time in recent,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mhm. I'll read this
Um,
week.
yeah, I bet. Now, I'm just curious, even though I know the instruction was to kind of just, into like just to meditate with it and just to get used to it. But
Yeah.
I'm curious where you went with it, like where you went with it.
Um, yeah, I've played with geometry. I've done like a few things like I've used the wand to draw symbols. Like
Mhm.
you can draw this like Reiki symbols onto people. Like, and I was drawn to a lifetime where in Atlantis I was a, a healer, and I'd learned about these symbols, and I could draw that on people and it would help heal and balance them. And so I was taken to those kind of lifetimes, and I was brought through like pretty much almost all the elements right now. Um, I think she wanted just to end with the water because that's how she came out of the lake today, and that's what she wanted because I think it's water has something. If anybody does tarot, the water is our mental, emotional state, and we need to like learn how to work with it and flow with the water that we have and use the magic that we're learning how to use to not really manipulate it, but to like balance the energy of the water that's in ourselves to like harmonize with it instead of against it or like thinking it's outside of ourselves. And like also to like get familiar with the states of water, like maybe even like see feel an ice cube and just really feel it and just like feel it melting. And like that's the kind of like visceral things. I'm a kinetic learner, so I like to learn by doing and touching and moving, like, and actually seeing things. I can believe it and see it at the same time, so that's why I'm like I like kinetic learning myself.
Thank
Did
you.
you have any like uh,
Well, I work with water a lot, and I'm a psychodynamic psychotherapist, and the emotional body and the mental is like my bread and butter. So it's like I could go really far with this, and I kind of already been there. But I want to stay on rhythm, right? Um,
right?
I had I have like a selenite wand. So
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
so to me, it's like yes, like purifying and harmonizing is like one of my one of my gifts. And also harmonic imprinting, like
Mhm.
on elements too. So I had a lot of fun with that. But it was interesting when you said about the tree because I see the web too of how it connects and all the threads, but also I'm at a point where I'm like, I can prune some of those, but only prune them through like a very intentional process, if that makes sense.
Very meticulous process
Yeah.
for sure. And yeah, it's like the ones that don't serve us anymore that like produced like possibly dark magic. There's like a shaded part of the tree that, maybe a lot of us have but aren't recognizing. And we need to kind of like incorporate some of that into our like lives that we're living just to know that we don't want that anymore, and kind of produce it so that like we can shuffle it to the side, break that mirror, and it can shatter and the send it right into the cosmic sun to be recycled for sure, and grind it up and make it into the smallest particles that it can be, and there it goes. Goodbye. You know.
Do you have, I don't know if you watch, I'm sorry, I'm in like a lot of containers, but I think JJ posted something about like making sure you reclaim your power from it before you disregard
Absolutely.
it too. And I just want to echo that also. And
Yes.
the the point of 0 point in the whole process is very important because like not all of it, all not all shadow is that dark. It's the that's where the emotional body comes in and the mental comes in because you want to witness that and then like kind of purify it with like your sacred heart and then reclaim the power. But there's really not like it's a lot about forgiveness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Forgiving yourself like more than anything because you made a contract to do those things and help like other people. Like I've had many lifetimes where I know I've been the perpetrator and I've made those contracts with people to be that perpetrator for them, and but like I forgave myself every time for it, and I knew I was there because they asked me to be, and I stood up and took it to them for what they needed, and that's like where the beauty of the shadow is sometimes, is recognizing that you were there to help somebody learn something for sure. And you don't
Mhm.
have to embody what that was.
Right.
And like a lot of times you need to also give back the energy to the person that you took that energy from, if you had held on to any of that energy, like as somebody who takes something from somebody, like, there's some horrible things I don't even like to mention because I don't like to give it power anymore. So,
Mhm.
but we all know what it is, and we've seen it in our world sometimes. So we just don't want to see it. We don't prefer to see it anymore. So we don't give it power.
I think that's kind of the point of what we're doing as like a, collective, so that we don't play those stories out anymore. And that I think that makes a lot of sense. Thanks.
Yeah, we're ready to ride the wave to a higher dimension for sure. Anybody else want to chime
Simi had
in?
her hand raised.
Go ahead.
I didn't do it, Spirit did it. I didn't even know it was there. I was
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of mention, like as you like, I love that. I love that discussion, Rachel and Vincent. And as I was listening, I was just like, oh, dark side, very interesting. Would we be interested to dive into it a little bit and do some reconciliation, harmonization, and to just reclaim, like just alchemize it? I feel like as this is coming in, I feel this peaceful energy. It's like all of us here have graduated long time ago from those from those scenarios, from those lifetimes. And I can literally see our higher self and like, we benefited from it in the sense of because we grew from it. Like we grow from it. So like the growth was such a gift. And I feel our higher self is actually really feeling very grateful for us for taking on those experiences. And so the baseline of this, I feel, is such gratitude and this just maturation of like, oh, looking back, those days. But then, I feel it may be beneficial for us to understand from where we are now how to look from our perspective now back to what those dark things that we did or people did or we co-created from, and learn what to do. Um, my words are failing me today. Uh, what it has to do with us now, doing our work now, being in our role in this lifetime right now. To understand the nature of darkness and to understand those past timelines. Understand more about humanity. Yeah, so these are some of the things I feel like might emerge in this process.
Right. Yeah.
So
I
over to
was
you.
like, while you were saying that, I was getting that like the reason the Lady of the Lake wanted us to kind of like focus on water like right now because we need to quench some of the like there's so many things that are like on fire right now around us in the world that we
Mm,
need to quench
mm,
that before we can actually like see what was around us because the fire's burning so brightly like that we need to kind of quench it first. We're going to go into another element that's going to bring us into the darkness. I think the next element is like earth that's coming in that like I can feel is like the earth, and it may have a correlation with all of it so that we can kind of delve into it a little bit deeper and see. Like, I think that's a good point to bring that into the space a little bit so that we can feel the energy of it and see what it is trying to tell us, because a lot of us don't, who are working this path, we're like, been just like hammered, focus on the light, focus on the light, focus on the light, that we just like our darkness just sits below and just like creeps up every once in a while and just like
yeah.
gives you gives you a fright, and then you're like, whoa, wait a second, let's see what that is, and like what was that fear about? Why was I fearing that in the long run? And it has nothing to, like that, it has no power over us anymore. So we don't like give it the credit it needs, and maybe we do need to shine a little bit of light on it to bring it up to the surface to see like if there's things that we need to get rid of and heal at the same time, like manicuring the leaves of the tree. We need to also maybe go through the grains of the minerals to like see what we need to clean there also.
Love that. Love it.
Thank you for sharing that, Simi. That's your insight's always beautiful, and thank you, Rachel, for sharing too. Like I get such good visuals when you guys speak, and everyone here for sure. Even when Glenn speaks, I'm just like my mind just fills up with the images that they speak. So it's like, ooh, I love that. Does anybody else like to say anything before like we move on to like my practices meditation, I guess? All right, like I'm gonna move on to it. So I'm gonna just give a little overview of like where I started with this practice that I do like almost every day, like right when I wake up almost I'm doing this practice. Basically, one of the people I had listened to, like when I first started waking me up, was Geraldine Orozco. I don't know if anybody's heard of her, but she started like meditation in San Francisco, and is like she's been on a lot of like different like Portal to Ascension and things like that. But she had a thing where she would do self-love Sundays, and she would bring this meditation to people and just share it. And like that was probably like about 7 years ago that I started this meditation, and I pretty much do it like every day because it's really cleansing and balancing for sure. And so what it is like we're going to go through our chakras. I'm going to bring us through a couple other chakras that aren't usually brought in, which are after your soul star chakra, we're going to go up to the upper earth star chakra, which is at the boundary of the earth. It's like where the atmosphere and the electromagnetic field of the earth is. Some people call it the Kuiper belt. It's like produces radiation. That's where we're going to go. That's the vantage point of the center of that chakra. The next chakra after that's going to be our solar star chakra, which is the sun itself. That's where we'll bring in a lot of our whole higher self knowledge. And then after that, we're going to go to the galactic center star chakra. And when we imagine, like, so the solar system, we're going to imagine that going all the way out to the Oort field. It's going to, like, the whole thing, that's your whole chakra. And when you go up to the galactic center chakra, the whole galaxy of the Milky Way is going to be your chakra. There's actually a magnetic field around the the center of the universe that, or the galaxy, that creates a dome or like an aura of it, like a toroidal field. And then after that, we're going to go to the cosmic center, which they call it the great attractor, that we can see as humans from our planet, which is we create a center around ourselves at that point, and we can see 93 billion light years in all directions all around us. And that's the cosmic center that we understand as ourselves. Like, and so when I talk about a chakra, I'm going to talk about it as it's a toroidal field, and it's going to have a spin. Each one of them is going to have a spin. And you may find, like, when you first start doing this, that each chakra is going to have a different way it rotates. And that's fine. And just allow it to be that way. But you're going to learn how to start manipulating them to get them to be like, if you do this practice over and over the years that I've done this practice, I've learned to manipulate them to be in more cohesion and balance when I need to. So that's the basics of it. I know it's a lot that I just said about it, but I think everybody here has a kind of a good basis of that. And I connect to the earth through three different kinds of or four different kinds of grounding. I use the elements to help me ground. And the first one that I normally do is our standard grounding, where we root into the earth, we extend, and then we get to the core. And that's the earth element that we're like becoming when we do that. But if you're feeling a lot of fire in yourself and you need to express that and you need to go in, become lava. And I start at the top of a volcano that's erupting, and I go through the lava tubes, and and a lot of the lava tubes are spiraling and they flow into the core of the earth also. And then there's another way to connect if you need to quell your emotions and get in touch with your emotional self, is by going to the deepest part of the ocean where the most dense water is, and that's usually in the Marianas Trench. And you go into that, and that water is pushed into the core of the earth by the density of it. And then there's the other element of air. And you're probably wondering, how do you get air into the core of the earth? Well, air moves around, and when it starts to move next to itself with the hot air next to the cold air, it creates an area where you produce lightning. And that's how you move through air into the earth, is the lightning element. And that goes directly to the core, and it's like, done. You're connected to the core of the earth. And you can sometimes I'll bring all, like if I'm really feeling ungrounded, I'll bring all four of those elements into this and super ground. And like, especially if I'm going to be in a big group setting, like our activations with JJ, Starseed community thing, I'm like, I want to make sure I'm grounded so that I can hold that for anybody who's not for sure that they're grounded, and I can tether to them when I'm in those groups or whatever. And so now we've each kind of done that. Like, we're going to work our way up to our root chakra. And I like to imagine it's going to be small, or actually, we're going to start at the lower earth chakra, which is below our feet. And that one is usually, it's going to be just, it's small, but it's our connection to the earth itself. And we're just going to want to like clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. We're going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. We're not the ones actually doing it. We're calling in our team of guides, ascended masters, dragons, if we want, like any elementals. We're going to call those in to do this work for us. And so we're going to bring that up to our root chakra, and we're going to like, I keep it fairly small. Like, I want to keep that root chakra about 8 inches so that I'm not like feeling the like all the issues that a root chakra, an expanded, too expanded root chakra has, like just getting it to be in flow and moving. And lately I've been bringing in the sevenfold rainbow fire of purification into that. So I'm putting at the center of my like the toroidal field that it is, I'm putting that red flame in there and letting it burn and be steady in that vortex of energy that's at the center of your toroidal field of the root chakra. And then I'm going to move up to my sacral chakra, and I'm going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. And then I'm going to bring in the orange flame of purification, and I want that to purify my chakra itself. And sometimes when I'm imagining I'm clean, clear, and harmonizing and balancing, I'm actually scrubbing the wall of my aura that chakra produces. I'll take a squeegee and clean it, or like a big one, and like go all the way around me in the direction that the aura is spinning. So I'm gonna spin that, like get that field spinning around that chakra, and that's like helping to make your aura around you bigger. Every time you go up to each chakra, it gets a little bit bigger and becomes that color almost. And so we're going to go up to our solar plexus, and we're going to open that. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Bringing in the golden flame of purification. Now we're going to go up to our heart chakra. We're going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Bringing in that purification of the green flame, allowing that to clear our heart chakra and bring in purification. We're going to go up to our throat chakra. We're going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Bringing in the blue flame of purification. Let's go up to our third eye. We're going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. We're expanding now into a wider auric field. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance, and bringing in the violet flame of purification, filling that chakra completely with that light, the luminous light of purification. Let's go up to our crown chakra. We're going to open it. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. And as we open it, we're going to bring in the diamond flame of purification, filling us with that diamond white light of our pure crystalline self as we drop that into our whole chakra and bodily system, clearing our aura and giving us that shining light that we're going to shine out to everybody that we meet. We're going to go up to our soul star chakra. We're going to open it. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. And we're going to fill that with our soul's color. Each one of us are going to have a separate color. I'll tell you, mine is blue and silver, and sometimes purple and silver. And I just like it. And that's what my soul wants me to have as like my aura projection to people. So I'm going to go up from there. We're going to go to the upper earth star chakra at the earth boundary in the Kuiper belt. We're going to look down upon the earth and we're going to see it. And we're going to clean, clear, harmonize almost the whole planet that we are making in our mind's eye, that we imagine as the earth, that we're going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. And we're going to fill that up with the color that Gaia would like to put in. And that can change for each and every one of us. And she may want to put in different colors for you just to balance you for that day or to balance your chakra system of that one. Now we're going to go to the solar star chakra, which is in the heart of our sun, but encompasses our whole solar system all the way out to the Oort cloud. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. You're expanded all the way into that field of the Oort cloud, but allowing the central sun of our solar system to be the purifying light that's sending us the codes that we need here on Earth. Now we're going to expand even further into the galactic center. At that center, we're going to find a white hole and a black hole, and those are the colors that you're going to be taking in from the galactic center. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. Clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. And now we're going to expand to the cosmic center, and this encompasses all galaxies, all that we can see or perceive as humans, that we collectively, consciously know to be what is our universe, our cosmic selves as is. And we are going to clean, clear, harmonize, and balance. This is the place where source directly comes to you at the center of that cosmic center. And it flows. I ask for source to flow through my entire chakra system, the rainbow, white diamond, and golden light. And those come in varied ways. Like you can have the gold spiraling around it as a thread, the diamond white light filling up everything, and as a column of light that's filled with a rainbow. Like you can imagine all sorts of ways that you bring that pillar of light into the earth itself and all the way to the core of the earth. And then I'm bringing back from the core of the earth a ruby red, a carnelian, gold, emerald green, aquamarine, amethyst, and diamond. And she likes to use that as her mineral white light that comes back and goes to source, because that's how she communicates to source through us. And we transmute energies that she needs to be have transmuted through us in back to source itself. And that's the basis of that meditation. And I can do it in 5 minutes, or I can do it extended. And sometimes I'll get lost as I go to a chakra, and I'll like think of things. My inner monologue will come in and start talking to me about things, and then I'll have to remember to go back to it. And it's just a way that my higher self likes to play with me to make sure that I do this practice. And it doesn't have to be as intricate as that. That's just the basis of what I do. And you can take what resonates for you, but this is just a thing to help us like gain cohesion and become like every time we pluck the string when we're together, it harmonizes into a nice wavelength. And that way we're not like sometimes like I notice in the Telegram group that for this Nexus, it's like I'm trying to like when I come in, I'm trying to harmonize like and bring in a harmony to like balance it all out. But all of us are like we all want to play because we're like been like I've told a few people is that lone wolf thing that we've been, and we're all trying to come together, but we don't know how to play with each other yet. And so we have to kind of attune. If we come in attuned with something that's similar to this, even if it's not this, it'll help us all be on the same wavelength. Basically, is that's what my guides have been shouting at me for like weeks and things. I'm like, you've got to do this. You've got to do something. Like, get everybody together. Come on now. It's like. But no, I just play with my higher self. Like um, this meditation has brought me to a close like beingness with my higher self, because I'm actually like at the end of it, I'm connecting to higher like a source itself, and I'm bringing in the cosmic wisdom from that expanded cosmos that we can visibly see now. Like that's as far as our telescopes can see is 93 billion light years. And I'm trying to like, I feel like if I can see it, I can take that information in and use that for myself. So that's kind of what I feel. Anybody have any questions about that, or how do you feel afterwards? I think of like going through that kind of meditation.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. The expanded chakras was very very potent, super interesting. I'm really excited to kind of tap that and see where it goes. Real quick, just for the purposes of time, because I know we have one more meditation after this.
It's a
Hopefully,
pretty quick one. So
okay,
yeah, like
yeah.
I'm
I
just
just wanted to make
now that
sure.
we're
I just
all
wanted to be
attuned, it's
cognizant
pretty.
of everybody's time because I know it's late for the East Coast. But yeah, interested to hear your thoughts. Just letting everybody know we're gonna go over potentially. I'm assuming. So just letting you know if you need to head out for sure. It's okay. I'm gonna send the replay. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn, for popping in. Like it is pretty expanded, and like I've I like to play around with it. I put geometry in things. Like I play around with the toroidal fields. Like and when um, the your toroid like meets in the center. That's two counter-rotating vortexes. So you can play with that aspect. You can play with the center point of each chakra, which has a 0 point in itself that you can tap into. There's so much to it. Like if you even did this for a lifetime, you still wouldn't be able to like, imagine more. I imagine more and more every day, and like my higher self brings that into me, like just more. It's like I love it, like in a way. So if there is there any other questions, like before I go on, I want to bring you to just one more meditation, unfortunately, but it's a pretty important one that's like going to bring us to the the hill, which if anybody's ever listened to the telepathy tapes, these I start like after I heard some of these things, I tuned into it and I was guided to this place called the Hill, which where these autistic people they meet and share ideas and they get cosmic wisdom there and they're able to share it even though they can't communicate with others. And it's they're kind of starting to tap into like knowing like the people who are taking care of these people who are autistic and can't speak, they're beginning to understand that they can use telepathy to communicate with their children now. And it's opened up a huge world to these kids who are just sitting there suffering sometimes and not knowing what to do. But they go to this place to help each other, and they're bringing that frequency of telepathy into the world. And I asked them if I could bring this to everybody who's in this group, and they were like, "Yeah." It's they asked me to say that like just please be courteous and polite. This is just a safe space for them. They make sure you've cleaned and cleared that's why I did that meditation before, is I wanted us to be clean and clear and purified when you go into this place. Don't don't try to bring things your outside world into it, because they'll shut the door on you, and they don't care. They're like whatever. So but if you're cleaned and cleared, and I think they all like, they're pretty happy, and they're such loving beings, and they come from so many different places, and I've learned so many different things from them as when I go there. And so we're just gonna drop into this little meditation, and it's pretty simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and close your eyes, and you're going to bring yourself to a doorway. When you open this doorway, it's going to be open to a path. And as you step onto this path, it's forested. And you're going to go down this path, and we're going to go off to the right first. And you're going to go down the ways on this path, and this is going to be your personal space, your individuality. You're going to hold this space always. This is always your space that you can go back to. I have several things I meet with the ascended masters there. I meet with dragons. I think I meet with you guys there. So this is a place where you can have meetings. It can be whatever you want it to be. You can be a library, a building, a favorite place that you like to go to, an outdoor space. You're going to want to build this area. This is your personal space, like, and you're going to try like maybe have meetings with individual people there or groups sometimes. Get familiar with it a little bit, like have some ideas of what you see there, and then bring that and put it in your heart space and hold that there. It's yours, and can hold it with you as you go into this other. We're going to go down the path again. We're going to go forward. We're going slightly left through some trees, up to the right, and it's going to open into a slight clearing. And when you open up into this light clearing, you're going to see a tree that's standing on top of a hill. And that tree is just glistening and golden and has many colors flowing in and around it. And you're going to go up to this tree on top of this hill. And once you touch the tree, you'll see that there's others around you. they're they're already saying hi. They're going to tap you on your back, and like if you feel a lot of them like to give high fives. So if you have your hand up and you want to just give high fives to people there you see there, these are just loving, caring beings. They're very happy that you're here. And they're just saying, just to feel into this, we're going to take about 2 minutes to kind of, as you hold on to this tree and touch this tree, you become a branch of that tree, producing leaves. And each one of the leaves that you hold on to are telepathic connections that you make. And you can grow your branch as big and as long as you need to hold as many telepathic connections that you need to. But when you're connected to the tree, you're also able to connect to all the other telepathic connections that everybody has. And they want you to just take 3 deep cleansing breaths here, breathing in the energy that's around you and feeling this energy. And when you get into telepathic communication with any, maybe 1 or 2 beings there, you're going to feel like it's a wave of water washing over you, and you're going to get telepathic connections that are color based. They're going to be frequency based also. They're going to be picture based. Some of you may hear the actual words. Some of you may taste feelings that they're producing, like they'll communicate to you through, like if you say chocolate, they'll put the flavor of chocolate into you, like so that you don't have to say the word chocolate. It'll just be a slight taste on your tongue. Like if you're talking to somebody telepathically, you're going to be seeing a rose possibly, and they're going to put the smell of a rose into your awareness. These are all different and separate ways of communicating through telepathy. And a lot of times it's through our emotional body that we're going to feel it. And that's the energy and the emotion that they're going to be just filling you with. And they're going to fill us all with the love that they feel and happiness as we are connecting with them right now. It's a vibration that comes to me. Some of you will get like the different aspects that I just mentioned. Mm. Because each one of us is closing with like pulling into information of this and the feeling of this space. We're going to step back away from the tree and allow it to be, and just we're going to go back down the path. and back out the doorway, saying our gratitude as we leave to each and every one of the beings who is there. And they say thank you back and welcome. Welcome all of you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you are doing. Now that we've reached the door, we're going to close the door and step out of that room and be out of that for a minute, knowing that we still have that telepathic communication with each one of us from that branch. All we have to do is imagine that branch that is ours on that tree. But they do like it if you do go in formally and ask for permission every time before you enter there. So, because it is a sacred space to them and they want to know who's coming in and going out. Thank you, everybody. That was, wow. I've never felt that much love from the, like, it is super powerful. Joy, like, they always love being high fives. I don't know, like, something they like to do. It brings me joy. Like to just bring in a little bit of light language. If anybody else would like to bring in light language just to help close this out and bring us all together again.
I can go.
Yeah.
Kule ota shoy hoi ela hera konsi era hui. Urua dera hai ko adera hakane era hai kio yo tene kere. Hui era isa ini ia uku shuia e. Ui era ia ushayane. Just seeing ourselves grounding back into our body, back to the now moment, growing the roots down our feet to the ground. Use your favorite elements to help you ground. Kirota Shaki. And bringing with you the love, the joy, the beauty, the inspiration, and the support from this such a special sacred hill. Thank you so much gratitude for all the beings that are keepers of the sacred space that so generously share with us. Thank you, Vincent, for guiding us there. Such a beautiful brother. Thank you. And thank you, Fateboi, for holding the space and grounding us and co-creating with us in such a beautiful way. Thank you, brother. And thank you, Gaia, for playing host to all of this. Okay, and thank you to the timekeepers that for helping us traverse different timelines and you can co-create with us. Deep gratitude for each and every one of us here. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we all need to ground a little bit, I think, huh? Woo!
Um, Yeah,
Yeah.
interested to hear if anybody else had something that they want to share. I'll share real quick. One thing that I came into my awareness because I was like, I'm not aware of this space, which is completely fine. Um, but also there's the tree specifically is what kind of captivated me, and then like when I put my hand on it, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of frequency, energy. There's a lot of souls there. And then I was handing out high fives, like you can't even keep up, dude. They're pounding you with high fives. It's crazy. Also, they're guides too, which I wasn't initially in my awareness, but um, yeah, there's a lot of guides there as well too, and that's why I was like, whoa, as I'm starting to kind of like look around and I was like, wow, there's so many guides here. But that's what came through for me. The tree specifically, the vast number. So I'm gonna have to kind of yeah. There's quite a bit on the hill. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it takes a bit of concentration. Like they're going to come up to you individually at first, and we're possibly going to meet there in the astral to do a little bit more work with grounding that energy and bringing it into Gaia. That's what a lot of us we need to bring it more and more into the collective consciousness of Earth itself because we need to override the other programs that are running right now with everybody else who's doing their thing. They just don't want to believe in it. And they feel like they're, like I said, that personal space that you hold in your heart, that's yours. You can have as many conversations with yourself in there. And like you do that all day long, and those aren't just getting broadcast out into the ethers to be, you're holding that within yourself. Unless you want it to be broadcast, you have to be intentional when you speak telepathic. Like when JJ's bringing, she's like, I'm going to speak telepathic today. And she's like, okay, that's intention. That's what she's doing. And I can connect with her at that point usually. So you have to have that intention to do the like be a part of it. Otherwise, you're in your sacred space that you've created. And I'd suggest going and building it. Like I've built mine up. I've got trees, I've got water, I've got like logs to sit on, and like I've got a crystal at the top of a hill that like we do gatherings in that and sing and dance around if we need to. And that's where my guides come in. Like Yeshua like was the first person who helped me make that sacred space, and we've had lots of conversations there. So I mean, it's a good fun space. Like your higher self's going to communicate to through these ascended masters in that place, and it's usually the highest and best timeline and version of yourself and the ascended master that comes through to help teach you because it's made by your higher self. So I think that's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Like I just feel all the vibrations of all this resonating out into everywhere we are right now, and that's pretty amazing. Anybody else have anything to close out with, or?
Thank you so much for that, Vincent and Glenn. And wow, yeah, that was really amazing. That was really hard for me to leave. Um, I did
Yeah.
listen to the telepathy tapes, and if you haven't, it's just,
Yeah, it's a good thing to listen to for sure, right?
oh my God, when you get to episode 9, I mean, I was sobbing the whole time. It was so
Yeah.
beautiful. Um, and I just listened to Pam Gregory and Veda Austin's most recent talk where if you're familiar with Veda Austin's work, she's doing a lot of work, incredible work with water. And she's now tapping into the autists, as they call themselves, who are helping her translate the meaning of these very, very intricate codes that are coming up in the water that look like hieroglyphs and Egyptian hieroglyphs and all sorts of codes. So they're just doing such great work right now all together. And my intention has been to try to connect to the hill. So it was really amazing that you brought this in. And I've kind of almost been fasting all day, which I don't usually do, but I was just kind of guided to do that. And I think it kind of helped enhance
Yeah,
this
to have the
experience.
purity. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also just want to say, like, it's really amazing to see Adrian. Like, I haven't seen you since one of JJ's earlier activations. And it's like I yes, I just want to like run up to you guys and hug you all in person. And I'm just so grateful for this team and so grateful to reconnect with you all. I feel like you're all my soul family. I love you guys.
We love you too, Tatiana, for sure. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy you guys made it for sure. Like, yeah, the dynamic of the energy that's here is just like it's pretty astounding for sure. Anybody else have anything to say before we kind of close out, I guess?
So does that mean we're having another gathering to
I
do?
think Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna we might want to revisit those things and just like if we could come in like with that like a little bit of that meditation of like the clearing meditation before it, we probably could open up and expand and like talk to each other about what we're seeing so that we can start connecting more into our telepathy. And then we can like when we talk about what we're seeing, sometimes we broadcast those thoughts and images to everybody around us to help us like as a group gain that connection and closeness with each other and understand it through the intention of that broadcasting to each other. And plus, the Lady of the Lake wants to bring us through the elements, I believe. So if we want do it 3 more times at least. And who knows? We don't have to put any expectation on it to be anything more than anything it can be, I guess. So
Yeah, thank you, Simi, so much for bringing that up. Yes, yeah, for sure. We'll get some organization going so that we can find a space to kind of co-create that isn't inside one of the Nexus channels.
yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say deep gratitude to everybody in this container. I feel like there are some brothers and sisters. I'm just going to drop the spotlight here so we can. Yeah, I feel like there's brothers and sisters here. Yeah, they're you know, I can feel them in our field, and I'll send the replay out so that you guys can. I definitely want to kind of queue up the chakras that are at the higher level chakras, and then kind of really calibrate and attune to and yeah, the hills specifically. It's there's going to be a bit of calibration, at least for me personally. It was yeah. But thank you, everybody, for contributing. So happy to have you in this space. Feel free to, shoot an email, and we'll build it out. So just want to send deep gratitude to everybody. Thank you, Simi. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you. I'm just going to go down the line. Aurora, Adrian, Tatiana, Erica, Rachel, David, Crystal, everybody. Yeah, so happy. Feel free to, I think it's a good time to unmute and tell everybody goodbye. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Or good afternoon for Simi.
Yeah. Have a good
Thank you
wherever.
so much. Thank you,
guys.
Glenn, for doing this.
Love you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. Thanks for getting up so early, Glenn.